I see y'all all the time. Y'all on them drugs. Yes, y'all. You on them drugs.
See, I'm looking for the ecstasy. I'm looking for the pot. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for those shrooms.
What's up, Viridian County gang? We back with another edition, and I'm your host, Red Kool-Aid. On our last episode, we built this West End tourism district. Y'all see it jumping off right now. We got the Colors Club jumping off for the LGBTQ plus community. We got them Beale Street joints, and we used them Ronix 69 assets, the dock assets, to make that dope industrial dock area. This episode, we want to expand out right here on the other side of the slaughterhouse. But one thing I didn't want to do is just like chuck a bunch of houses down and put some service buildings, boom, neighborhood. That don't really inspire me. That don't move me too much. And we got a lot of space, so why not let's do something a little dope, a little unique. Let's build a pedestrian HIVE neighborhood, all functional. And I mean, I'm really going to take my time and make sure these paths work. I don't want to see any sieves getting off our built-in metro stop and like floating through the floor to go to a business. We're not doing any of that. We're going to make sure all our pathing works. First thing I need to do, though, is I need to get our road network kind of laid out. If you've been watching the series, you know that I do not do four-way intersections onto avenues, onto the main four-way street right there. We only ever tee into those. We don't do four-way intersections. So right now I'm adding another entrance to the area way down the block. And we have this main entrance right here, and we'll have another one a little bit further, but it's still not coming off this main avenue street. It's actually coming off a highway exit near our little Jackson Shoe Factory area. Right now I'm laying down the pedestrian roads. The pedestrian roads will make up like the bulk of the neighborhood. It's gonna be a mixture of some newer assets. This is some of the newer things that were built. A little bit of glass, but still brick. It'll also have some big box commercial, some smaller commercial. We're gonna have some swimming pools, we're gonna have some theaters, tennis courts, all that. It's definitely gonna be like a baller micro community. But before we even get to that, we need to do our service point area. I don't detail this up in the episode, but you will see it in the cinematics. I actually put a little detailing in it. This is closer to the Jackson Shoe Factory area. It's like right off that highway exit. You just can't see it, it's right off camera. We're gonna lay down a little service point. And to be honest, this episode, we are going to push our industrial resources to the breaking point, man. If we run out of goods, you're going to see it happen live. I'm not going to edit that out. But I think we've built up enough infrastructure. We got enough cargo stations. I think we should be able to take the overwhelming demand. So let's start laying out some of the commercial assets. Let's start with a fresh market, a CVS, and a sunken metro stop. It's like sunken, kind of depressed in the earth a little bit. I like it. We're going to throw in a couple of big box, well, small box and big box. The sporting goods stores definitely qualifies as big box. The other one is just box. Right here, I'm going to lay out a parking lot road because I know I'm going to put another couple of big box assets, mainly a Home Depot. I thought about using a Lowe's, but I was like, nah, fam, we're going to Home Depot it up. We're going to lay down some little tiny skinny parking lots, connect it up, and actually I'm gonna do away with one of those so we can put a couple of other commercial assets right there on that little corner. It seems like a gas station should be right there. As I was recording this, I saw that the OG King Leno came back and dropped this fire Popeyes, so I was like, yo, time for that. We had to put it right there. We're gonna throw this shell on the corner, double up that signage just to make it a little more dramatic, and let's go ahead and put these parking lots down. It's a small parking lot, but once I put a couple of more businesses in, it'll kind of make sense, and it needs to be surface painted. Y'all know we ain't putting no lotion on yet. It's ashy. We're gonna put a little Petco, because that's where the pets go, right here next to this Home Depot. And I'm gonna reuse my Black Rifle coffee. I've only got this in the city like a couple of times, man, so we need to let that get a little bit more shine. Throw an office building right here in the entrance. Now this little road, I sandboxed a piece of this just to see how this entrance would work. It gets a little hairy every once in a while because people need to get out of their cars to walk up to the industrial area. So I tried to make sure, put a little parking down there just to try to help with that a little bit. We're going to set our policies also, man. I want everything getting delivered, not just the stuff on the pedestrian roads. I can't stand seeing trucks delivering on my parking lot roads. And as I was doing this, I kind of noticed on my Watch It mod that we're having some goods issues. This always means that I have a train caught up somewhere. So we're going to zoom out a little bit. It's easy to find. There's only like 2 places it could be. And, yep, I spotted it right there. Look at this nonsense. I leave this footage in to show y'all this stuff does happen to me. This is a real city. I have my despawning turned off, so stuff like this happens. It's probably like one train tried to pass at the wrong time, and it just locked everything up. If I ever see that my industrial buildings aren't getting goods, I know it's a problem like this. And like I don't have to turn all the cars off or nothing. It's like 1 or 2 trains. Just delete, get you out of there. I've been saying it for like 4 episodes. I need to make this rail, like, it just needs to be doubled up, man. Or I need to sink the passenger joint into a tunnel, or it just doesn't. I did this in the beginning for aesthetics. We didn't have a lot of trains, so I really wanted, you know, to force the trains to go down certain ways for cinematics. But I got trains, but we got trains now. We good. I'm using a mod, by the way. I believe it's called Watch It, and the reason why I like it is because when you click on stuff, it actually takes you to where the actual problem is. So, like, let's say this store here is not getting goods. So that's Racine. And we can check the traffic and see, like I said, that truck it's waiting for is supposed to be coming out of one of these trains that's just stuck. So I'm going to use some movie magic to unwind all this. Bam. And yeah, eventually, like I said, it's not really a big problem. And it's always like 1 or 2 trains doing it. But you can see now that the goods are starting to flow out. The trucks that come out are the trucks that we need. You upgrading for it? And I think that's it. It looks more or less back to normal. Stupid passenger trains. It's only like 30 people on them trains. Like, come on, bro. I need to run a direct line. It's not necessary. Now, before we were rudely interrupted by that train nonsense, we was laying down some good old commercial. So let's get a Einstein Bros Bagel Co. right here. We're going to move that eventually. And I did find another asset on the workshop I've been waiting to use. I think it fits perfectly. Smoke on the water. Prescription cannabis, because y'all know y'all be out there smoking that weed. I see y'all all the time. Y'all on them drugs. Yes, y'all on them drugs.
See, I'm looking for the ecstasy. I'm looking for the pot. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for those shrooms.
We seen you smoking them drugs, man. We seen, yeah, you did. Yes, you did. We saw you, man. We seen you on Instagram Live. You had a big bag of that gas. Anyway, it's this little spot right next to it. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm just going to leave that blank. We'll think up something dope to put in that little spot. I need to speed some of this up. This is like the first layer, though. This is the first level. So let's work on level 2, shall we? Now, to make my little underpass area, I thought it was 3 total buildings that had to be PO, but it's actually 2. It's one right there dead middle on that second layer, and then the target. The target is also PO. I will put a commercial block up there. You'll see me do that in this episode. But I thought this little underpass area was so dope. I've never seen nobody do that. Let's watch. Let's watch. Don't finish too much of the road network because I don't know what I'm doing up there. I just know what I'm doing down here. So we're gonna move this Einstein Bros and juggle some of these streets. We don't need that to be. I don't need this little bendy curve deal. That can go. Let's move that. Let's replace that. And y'all see that I moved that CVS, man. I thought this other building, again, that's PO, but we put a commercial block in. I don't like doing that, by the way. I only do that when I really, really have to. But, you know, we got it done. Our service point is humming right along, man. We're not seeing no snarl ups. We're not seeing no complaints. But we are seeing that it is going to eventually get backed up. So let's add this. I think this is a cargo point all by itself. Yeah, see, look, did he drive from one to the other? Did my man just do that? It's all good. As long as them goods is getting there, we good. Long as they got them goods, we good. That's how we doing in Viridian County. We checking everything and making sure it's copacetic. I do need to lay down some death care. I don't want to start seeing some weird death wave in our little hive community. And see, like over here, we're starting to get complaints. See, this is the footage I'm gonna leave in. We're leaving this in, baby. So I'm gonna go ahead and, since I have a warehouse right here that's already keeping paper goods, I'm gonna use one of our industries remastered buildings to take some of those paper goods and make it into some good goods, and then those goods can go right over there to that service point. These service points, they greedy low key, so you gotta kind of make sure everybody's getting some attention. I mean, well, if you're micromanaging the goods like me, you do. If you're just playing the game, none of this stuff really matters. Goods go where they need to, but my stuff is really, I got granular control. Like, this building won't be delivering goods all over town. It's going to deliver them right there, maybe 1 or 2 other close places. So, again, I wanted to leave this footage in because I really want people to see the problems happen for everybody. Like, just because you can build some crazy blah, blah, blah with the path doing the thing, and it don't matter. You still need them goods, baby. City Skylines. Let's start working on some of our residential. Like I was saying, I definitely want to have some newer looking. This is a new development. This isn't historical at all. This is all new. The only thing that probably was here was maybe the subway line. Maybe it was something else on this mountain, factories or something. But this has been bought out. This is a newer complex. Y'all have seen these places. Like, one of my best friends lives in a place that is, he technically lives above a Harris Teeter. It's like above and behind it, but it's in a shopping center. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I got a few homies that live, let's say, in Cali. They live in places like this. You go in their house, they don't got no furniture. They got turkey bags and food savers and plastic to wrap stuff in. They got blunt power spray and deodorizers. They don't got no furniture. It's like, fam, I know what you're doing in here, dog. You shipping them packs, man. That's what you doing. You shipping them packs out.
Hey, yo, it's City Sounds. DJ Rucko sending over a special shout out to that boy over in Jackson Shoe Factory, man. It's actually my first job, yo.
98.5 City Sounds.
figured out what to do with this little spot. So we're gonna have a contest in the comments. Hashtag little spot. What should we build right there? If you put little spot, you disqualify. It's little spot. Right here, I wanted to use some of the like apartment assets that they're like real apartments. Like I think I got a homegirl to stay in something that look exactly like these. Yo, it's low key kind of weird. But I laid out some parking lot roads, some of the newer parking lot roads right there, and I went ahead and put the parking down. And these are the ones that I feel like look the best. Like I said, I'm real big on bricks in this city. That's a part of the aesthetic. So we can allow that little bit of off-white at the top. That's cool. We can deal with that. But I like these big chunky apartment blocks, just as something to kind of break up that neighborhood, break up the space between this and what leads into the industrial Jackson-y kind of area, because those homes are going to be a little bit more chill, you know what I'm saying, more of them New York type joints, you know what I'm saying. So these people in this little part, they don't ball as hard as the people that live like actually up there on the Hive. Like they be low-key hating on them people that live up there. Like, man, you think you all that because you live above the fresh market. You know they be hating. Gonna lay some little office buildings right here just to give a little buffer between all this noise and the houses, just a little buffer. And I'm gonna lay down a pharmacy right here next to this is where our Einstein Bros used to be. We moved that up the block a little bit. I do know that there will be some noise complaints, so we need to have medical staff on hand for those rabble rousers. You know, I don't like people that rouse that rabble. Anyway, we're gonna lay down a few services. Little taxi stand right here. Gonna lay down an elementary school up here in the cut, and a little soccer field just to add some little livelihood up here to behind this. I don't play sports, but I would love to play overlooking this whole. Wait a minute, what are we doing? Oh God, they're moonwalking. See, this is what I mean by the pathing, y'all. That to the game, that street is too close, so it considers this a path, or it's weird, bro. You're gonna die. What are you doing? What? We're gonna delete that one street. We'll deal with that later, but right now we just can't put that close. I'm gonna lay a few more of these condos up here behind that to fill in that little space. And we'll just use some node controller to spin the nodes around. I mean, not node controller, I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna use the spawn point mod to spin these spawn points around so we can make sure they're getting all kinds of services. A couple of more of these Jones. And trying to mix them up. We're on the other side of the neighborhood, by the way. That was a weird jump. We're on the other opposite side of that little under walk-through thing. So we can line that up with some of these condos. Little townhouse. I think it's a townhouse. And that pretty much does it, I think, for the residential, the bulk of it anyway. There might be one or two more little spots that we don't like. But let's connect up some of these paths. Now you saw me in the time lapse lay down the paths. I will leave those paths up to the very end. The one thing that I did learn is you really need to make sure all the pathing is working exactly how you want it before you ghost them all, because it's so much harder to work with them once they're ghosted out, or, you know, returning them into regular paths so you can see them. I'm trying to avoid all that. I want to avoid all that. So we're going to leave the paths visible. You'll see them sticking up like that, looking crazy till like the very end. Look at my man at the end. Look at him. See? Look. All that. Elevator. We're not doing that. We're not doing any of that. We're going to work on this pathing. That path takes you to your front door, sir, not downstairs to the whatever that building will eventually be. We're not doing that. Invisible elevators, magic, trickery, sorcery, all kinds of dark witchcraft. We ain't doing none of that. We're gonna walk these paths is what we finna do. So the paths are at least working. You do see other people using the paths to walk to their homes. So that's, at least we know we're leaning in the right direction. But it can't be rushed. It just can't be rushed. You rush it, you'll be undoing it for days. And it looks weird. So let's just take our time. We do know that if the path is right on top, people are walking right on top of that surface. I thought by tucking it down that one little page up, one page down, one little tuck, I thought they would walk on the surface, but really they're kind of beneath it. So we need to bring that path up a little bit. Right here, I'm gonna lay down the walls that I'm gonna use to line the whole area. I'm not gonna use like our little gray retaining walls, but I don't want to use just solid brick either. I wanted this to look a little different from the college campus. Even though the overall method is the same, we gotta make it look spicy and unique. Let's watch. So I was trying to come up with a name for our little town center. Is this a town center?
Town center.
I think this is a town center.
We built this mall, then we built the rest of the town.
Anyway, I was trying to come up with a name for it, and I found this really cool sign on the workshop. Now, the whole asset reads Hudson Terminal, but we're just going to use the terminal part. And I've dubbed this neighborhood, drumroll please, the Terminal. Now, I don't know why, the significance, the lore behind that name, but I know that sign is dope, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and finish decorating. We're going to finally start putting some of the decorations in our little, I don't know what you call this area when it's under something. I want to say Undercroft, but I think maybe I've just played way too much Skyrim. Where the people, man, you see it, that thing. Y'all tell me what that is in the comments. Matter of fact, what do you call this in the comments? I personally think it's probably called a promenade or a promenade. Or is it promenade? Because you don't say, I want a glass of lemonade.
He's got a point.
Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's keep putting our little 1 and 2 unit assets. These are like really the small little storefront assets. We're just gonna fill that underbelly. God, I wish I knew the word. We're gonna fill this up. Look at the little flower shop. And it's gonna be a mixture though. I'm not gonna use all functional assets. There will be like maybe 5 functional, but we're gonna use some of these little storefronts too. I want to tax the industrial infrastructure, but I don't want to break it. Come on now. Little sandwich shop. Look, matter of fact, let's switch this out. We can do better than that. Yes, Santander. You can go Santander. Bad joke. That joke sucked. All right. I found this. Yeah, this CrossFit Basics. I think you get some kind of clothing or something out of that. Oh, look at this tube coffee. Are you serious, yo? I'm putting that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm moving that. I'm putting that down in the little subway. That's dope, man. Shout out to all these asset creators to make these little tiny things like this, because they really make my city I can make my city so unique when I have access to these look at this little Amazon Go joint. Oh, look at the detailing on the front of that, man. Fire, yo. And I found this grocery store asset. The way I figure it, you do go in your fresh market to get, your fancy food. But like, let's say if you just want something regular, like you might not want to buy gluten-free toilet paper or like low-calorie soap. You can get that from the regular little grocery store right there. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to go fancy Whole Foods, Fresh Mart, all that. You don't got to do that all the time. Sometimes you just might need that regular. I do advocate for saving our planet, though. When we can, let's do that. But we're not going to sit here and act like they don't be charging. Like you go in there to get like, some chicken wings, and the price it costs one Caucasian baby. And it's like, yo, that's too much. I don't have that. So we want to give our Sims that have different pockets, different options. The last thing I really do in this little under area is I use this glass just to give the ceiling a little bit more texture. We need to organize all this. So now that we're satisfied that all our pathing is working, nobody's like levitating or using air bending to get into the store or anything like that, we can go ahead and use our invisible paths. Now you got to make sure that you're using the correct version of the invisible paths. If you see everybody fall down to the ground, you're gonna have to go back to your save point, bro. You messed up. I'm gonna use some of this asphalt surface to kind of fill in the rest of this area right here. I used the asphalt in the front to kind of break up the monotony of all that pavement. Let's drag that on point. Move that up a bit. Yeah, we're looking good. It's looking good over here, man. I'm just obsessing. But yeah, we're gonna drag out some of this asphalt, and we're gonna make that into a little kiosk area. You know, maybe not any food trucks. I don't think food trucks are on these pedestrian roads, but we can get like an ice cream truck. We can definitely allow an ice cream truck or a food cart, something small scale like that. You can come set up there. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm gonna use these stair props to actually turn this little part into, actual stairs. I want it to look like it's built in. I don't want this part to be paths. Some of the stair paths I will leave, like that one right behind it. I like that one. I like how it looks for some reason. But the ones leading up to the other level, I want to make those more stone and brick. And you know, we can also, once we use the terrain conforming paths. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Once we use the terrain conforming paths, why is that word so hard to say? I can then put some other little businesses and stuff in these little corners, and you know, allow a little bit more detail, and it wouldn't have to look so unfinished. Now this is the last one we actually had to stretch out because people were kind of walking funny. I actually have to come mess with this a lot. I'm gonna do some of it off camera, but we need to make sure that people look like they are actually using the stairs and not walking like above them. Again, I don't want no air bending, yo. I don't want no air bending. This is the Fire Nation. Air bending has been outlawed for at least 50 years. So we're going to keep flying around and checking everything. This is why this episode ended up being a little bit longer. I'm purposefully leaving things in that whoa, that looks weird. But it's just because we don't have any terrain conforming paths there right now. Don't worry. Don't worry. There we go. We're going to drag one down right there. That's why we laid out all our platforms and stuff first. So once we get our paths in there, we know everybody will be walking flush with the ground. And again, this is the stuff I purposely wanted to leave in, and I wanted to leave it in real time. I want everybody to see that some of these things that we thought were so advanced, and so I used to look at people and say, I'll never be able to do lies, propaganda. All you need is some PO and some patience. And that, kids, is alliteration. Anyway, we're going to keep dragging out some of this stony marble looking, I guess it's just stone, but like I said, I didn't want it to look exactly like our college campus, so I wanted to trim certain areas with that gray stone look. And we will turn the color of these stairs. They will also be gray. They won't stay hyper icy white like they are right now. We're going to tune those down to match more of the pavement. And once this is all done in detail, it really looks good, yo. I was overwhelmed. I was whelmed, then I was overwhelmed when I saw these cinematics, man. So y'all stay tuned for the cinematics. I don't check like the analytics to see if people are hanging around for that part, or I know I've heard other builders complain about people not staying around to watch the cinematics. I keep my cinematics short, man. Watch them or don't. It's all good. You might just be watching for inspiration. That's why I used to watch City Skylines videos constantly, to just, I might see a dude do one little technique, and I'm like, yo, I'm not building none of that, but that is dope how he did that. I'm implementing that, yo. Implementation is what we about. I found this little clock asset on the workshop. I think it looks a little too old for this area, but in the lore, whatever the terminal used to be, this is a piece of that. They kept one piece. I don't know what y'all tell me in the comments. What did the terminal used to be? Was it some kind of transportation hub of some? Was it a factory that used to make blah blah blah? Did they do a thing with the stuff? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Right now, I'm just copying random little square pieces and putting them. I just wanted to make the brick area just really look kind of complicated, you know, not just wall stair. I want to give it some texture. And I'm laying down these fences right now, but I'm not gonna lie, these fences is giving they're giving Alfred Pennyworth. We're gonna replace them with some Bruce Waynes, man. I remember some glass joints from the workshop. Let's go ahead and look. Them joints right there. Yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna put those in. So don't get used to seeing them Alfred Pennyworths. We're gonna get them up out of there. absolutely endless detail and time lapse. So I just wanted to pop in for 1 second and break up the monotony I won't be building anything this detailed. I think this is the last like super crazy, ridiculous, over the top. I'm lying. We'll be back building this nonsense a week from now. Y'all already know how I do. I get on this soapbox about I'm not gonna do something that's so detailed and it's propaganda, it's lies, it's cap. Every time we always gotta go for big air, yo. I don't do things medium. What I will do is ask people to continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Yo, I'm looking at my comments, my subscriptions. Yo, I'm like 250 subscribers. Like, yo, I remember when I had like 80. And it's like a week goes by, it's like 250. I appreciate that. I be looking at my comments, yo. Y'all are straight gas in the comments, man. I be sharing. I don't say nothing to y'all. I be just liking it. But I be in the group chat like, see, man, I told my cousins people was going to like it. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all really make me. I don't care if it's 30 of us. I will make something dope for us 30. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all of the comments. I appreciate all of the subscriptions. I appreciate when I do something very specific, when like the Dolph thing. A lot of Memphis people were in the comments like, yo, that's who I did it for. I appreciate y'all.
We got Hove, 99 problems. It's 98.5 City Sound.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I got the rap patrol on the gap patrol. Folks that want to make sure cats disclose. Rap critics to save money, cat chose. I'm from the hood, stupid with type facts of those. If you grew up with hoes in your zap toes, just celebrate the minute you was happy to do. I'm like, fuck critics, you can kiss my whole asshole. If you like my lyrics, you can press fast forward. Beat with radio, if I don't play that show. They don't play my hits, I don't give a shit. So, Rap Max trying to use my black ass so advertisers can give them more cash for ads. Fucker, I don't know what you take me as or understand the intelligence that Jay-Z has. I'm from rags to riches, niggas, I ain't dumb. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. Yeah, it's 94 in my trunk, roll. And my rear view mirror is motherfucking long. Got two choices, y'all. Pull over the car or bounce on the devil, put the pedal to the floor. I ain't trying to see no highway chicks with Jake. Plus I got a few dollars, I can fight the case. So I pull over to the side of the road. I heard, son, do you know I'm stopping you for? Cause I'm young and I'm black and my hat's real low. Do I look like a mind reader, son? I don't know. Have my underdresses, should I guess them up? Well, you was doing 55, 54. Love the registration, just step out of the car. You can't be a weapon on you, I love you are. I ain't stepping out of shit, all my papers shit. What do you want if I look around the car a little bit? Glove compartment is locked, so it's the trunk in the back. And I know my rights, so you gon' need a pump for that. I want you sharp attack. You some type of lobber or something, somebody pump or something. I can pass the bar, but I know a little bit enough that you wanna legally search my shit. See how smart you are when the K9 comes. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Breaking off another hot explosive mix.
quick review because a lot happened. I definitely went back and added more detail into the smoke on the water. Don't forget hashtag little spot. We need something for that little spot. Y'all jump in them comments. I doubled up on that little asset and added like another side to it. So it's more stores right there. Let's see. Oh yeah, these little spots that were right above the little under area. I went and put some little cafe stuff on that. So now that's got stuff. Again, this is some of this stuff I did off camera, y'all. I have to play off camera sometimes, man. Yo, I'll be like 4 o'clock in the morning, be bored. Here's our little service point area. I told y'all I was gonna go back and put some lotion on that thing. We definitely weren't gonna leave those shiny buildings over there just looking weird. Yeah, the school went. Oh, as far as the Target, I did put a commercial block up there. I haven't seen anybody use that door yet though, so I'm gonna, we're gonna keep attention on that. And there's a few little spots we need to kind of get to on the outskirts. But all in all, I do feel like, yeah, I'm proud of this. Even the little spot area, man. Y'all make sure y'all get in the comments. Hashtag little spot. Anyway, roll them cinematics. That's it, gang. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all so much for tapping in. I appreciate y'all for telling somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody about my series, man. Y'all come back next time. This is Viridian County, and I'm Red Kool-Aid. Love, peace, and hair grease.